What's going on, guys? I'm Pete, and welcome to Retro Game Attic. As you can see, I'm still setting things up in the basement here and getting things going, but for the meantime, I've been hitting up garage sales because it is that season in the Northeast, and I want to show off some of my recent pickups. So without further ado, let's get into it. And first up, we have a Glacier Game Boy Advance that I actually snagged at Goodwill, of all places, for $9.99, which is insane to me in 2024. It came with this Pelican grip on the back. Pretty cool inclusion. I'm probably not going to keep it, but it's a nice little bonus. And as you can see, the battery cover is missing because of this Pelican grip, so I'll probably source one off of eBay. And the thing is in amazing shape. It works great too, like there's minimal scratching, it's super clean. I'm thinking about doing something with it. I'll probably do an IPS mod to drop in an LCD screen into it, or I might just sell it or keep it for a trade. And I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with it at the moment, but awesome to find this at a Goodwill. It still blows my mind. Like, they had Wii shovelware and PS2 games locked up, but this was actually out on the floor next to like the DVDs and media section. Pretty cool find. I'm still blown away that I found this. And next up, it is a new game for the Switch, Pikmin 4. I'm a huge fan of the series. I know this came out about a year ago in July, I think, of 23, and I never picked it up, so I got it recently, and I'm about 5 hours in or so, and I'm having an awesome time, and I highly suggest you get it if you can find it. I think that this is probably still in print if I had to guess, but I actually got this new off of eBay for 40 bucks shipped, so patience does pay off once in a while, I guess. I actually have Bayonetta here. Now, this isn't a recent pickup. I'm cheating a little bit here, but this was on my backlog for the longest time, and I finally beat it the other day. But it's a pretty cool story and everything, and game plays well. It was very reminiscent of Mad World on Wii, and then when I looked it up, it was actually from the same developer, so it made total sense to me. Pretty fun game, though. Happy I gave it a shot, and I might end up playing the second and third installments. I'm not too sure yet, but regardless, pretty fun game. And then next up, we have a 3DS game here. It is Mario and Luigi Dream Team for the 3DS. I actually snagged this off of Facebook Marketplace for $5, like literally 5 minutes away from my house. It was a porch pickup, super easy. The game is actually in my 3DS at the moment, so I assure you I do have it, but for $5, you can't beat it. And it's becoming increasingly rarer and rarer to see 3DS games in the wild. I never played anything in the Mario and Luigi series. I have played Mario RPG and the Paper Mario games, but I actually never picked up Mario and Luigi, so maybe I'll start with this one since I have it here and it's ready to go. And then next up is a PlayStation game. We have Twisted Metal 4 for the PS1. This is the greatest hits variant, as you can see. I picked this up off of Craigslist, I believe, and I think it was only $10, so pretty good find. I was a big fan of the first and second ones in the series. I rented the third one a lot back in the day, but I never actually bought it, and I never even heard of the fourth one. I literally had no idea that it came out until I stumbled across it. It's complete with the manual and disc, and I haven't got a chance to play it yet, but I'll probably record some gameplay or something just to give it a try. It came out in 2000, so yeah, I was probably done with the PlayStation around that time, but pretty cool find. So next up is finally a garage sale find. This is a Model 1 Sega Genesis. It isn't the high definition graphics model, but it's a Model 1. As you can see, I cleaned it up and it works great. I actually snagged this and then a couple other things from a guy for only 25 bucks, and it's kind of wild to see stuff like this in 2024 at a garage sale. I already have a Model 1 Genesis and I do have the high definition graphics version, but I may hold on to this one as like a backup or a B squad. I'm not too sure yet. And then here's some of the other stuff that was included with that lot at the garage sale. A bunch of NES games and an NES AC adapter, an official one at that. Haven't got a chance to check this out yet, but I would assume it works. It looks like it's basically brand new. And then here are the NES games. We have Blades of Steel, one which I have already. It's a classic, it's tried and true. I cleaned all of these up already, so they're looking good and they're playing great. Definitely happy to have this one. And then next up is Ice Hockey, a super fun game in its own right, and this one cleaned up really well and plays great. And then next up we have Breakthrough. I'm not a huge fan of this game. I do own it already, but it's good to find another copy, and if I had to guess, I would say this is probably uncommon. And then last up we have Metroid. This is the original label version. I have this one already and the yellow label. I don't think I have the 5-screw version, as you can see, so it was pretty cool to find something I don't have at a garage sale. I'm going to double check that I don't have this already. If you're a fan of the channel, you know that a large majority of my games are unfortunately in storage right now, but I'm going to hold on to this one for the time being just to be safe. But all in all, finding all all of these games, the NES AC adapter and the Model 1 Genesis, all for 25 bucks. I mean, you can't beat that. And then last but not least, we have some Genesis games. Now we got all of these off of Facebook Marketplace for a total of $25. We have Vector Man 2. I already have this game, but it's good to have another copy. I'll probably use it to either resell or to trade, so good game all around. Here's a copy of Road Rash 2, one that I didn't have already. I have the first and the third on Genesis. It pretty much plays the same as the first. I mean, if you played a Road Rash game, here's more of it, I guess. Sonic Classics, I didn't have this one already. I'll hold on to this one. It's one of the later releases with that 1-800-SEGA number on there. The cartridge is in pretty good shape, so definitely stoked to have that one. And then here's a copy of Mortal Kombat 3, which I had already. It's not in the best of shape. I kind of like crazy glued the label back on there as best as I could. And this will probably be traded or bundled with a lot that I might sell down the road. And then here's a copy of Mortal Kombat 2. It's just the box and the game. I do have this game complete already. The cart is in okay shape. I did the same as Mortal Kombat 3. I kind of glued the label back on to the best of my ability. But again, this will be used to either resell or trade down the line, so good to have. And then as a bonus, as I was buying these games from the guy, he dug out his Sega Genesis Model 3 and a ton of controllers that he actually gave to me for an extra 30 bucks. Bunch of Model 1 controllers, and then a kind of just miscellaneous wires. Model 1 controller, later model Genesis controllers. This is the MK1470. It's the 6-button variant. It's kind of similar to the original 3-button in shape. It's a little bit smaller. It's sort of comfortable. The buttons feel okay, but it does have the inclusion of a turbo button. I assume it was bundled around the same time as the Genesis 3. I'll probably hold on to this one for sure. I would think these are probably uncommon. And then miscellaneous AC adapters and wires. It's always good to have extra ones of these lying around. You never know when you're going to stumble across just a console by itself. So let's take a closer look at the Genesis 3. I've only seen one of these in the wild just one time previously. I think these came out around like 98 or so. These weren't released by Sega. They were a Majesco product, and I never even heard about them until probably around like 2000, 2001. And by that time, I was already into the GameCube and PS2 and couldn't really care too much about Genesis. But I'm a big Sega fanboy, so I'm definitely going to hold on to it. It looks pretty cool, too. I mean, it feels flimsy, especially compared to the Model 1 that I got. The Model 1 definitely weighs like 2 to 3 times as much as this. This is super light. Pretty stoked that I found all the Sega stuff. So there it is, guys. That was some of my spring 2024 retro gaming finds. I'm going to be hitting up the garage sale scene hard this season, so I'm sure I'll find some more retro games for me to show off to you guys, so please stay tuned for more. So what did you guys think? Did I find any decent games here? Did I just waste my money? Please be sure to let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out Retro Game Attic. I really do appreciate you all. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next one.